All right. Good morning, guys. Melissa here. Thanks for joining me. Yes, my hair is all over the place. I washed it last night, so it's extra like bouncy and all over the place. Um, so couple things here. What am I up to now? So I am renting. I am growing my YouTube channel. Somebody left a comment that I appreciate. And it said, I've been watching your channel for a while, I've been following it, and you are trustworthy and add value. And those are all, things for growth, which growth strategies, which I agree. So I've been thinking like this new year, what am I doing with my YouTube stuff? I haven't put not too much effort in because I've been busy going through this whole, crazy stuff with my ex-husband. Um, and yeah, my hair is all over the place. Don't let that distract you. It's kind of distracting me. But anyways, I'm like I've been going, through all this stuff and getting, dragged through the mud. It's not it, God has been extremely good to me, guys. Extremely. Who would have known these last 3.5 years or so going through this whole divorce thing that God would just be taking care of me, just pampering me, just, taking care of my needs. Unbelievably, guys. Unbelievably. It does not mathematically make sense how God has been taking care of me. I mean, right now I don't have work until I start. I did do a orientation, but I should be starting this week. But I haven't had work for what, like 2.5 weeks or something like that. I don't know, and I'm still surviving, like on nothing. I am still surviving. So I saw this coming, and I had made sure, at least partial payments were made to my bills and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get going, right? And I talked to a pastor yesterday. He was so kind, so soft spoken. And he's like, I am sorry for what you went through with your divorce. As a pastor should be. He showed a lot of care and, very Christ like. So God has taken care of me extremely well, guys, on nothing, on absolutely nothing. Um, I've had a bunch of different jobs. If you followed me, dead end jobs, haven't been really able to get ahead yet. And it's been like, just a lot of self care to make sure I'm okay with what had happened. Ben's friends want to say, oh, Melba's nightmare here. It hasn't been a nightmare. They want to control the story. It's not about me, but they want to control the story. It hasn't been a nightmare at all. You want to enjoy God's presence, guys. And how do you do that? So I'm going to talk about a couple things here with abortion and how abortion is truly neglect. It truly is. And then when you grow and you heal, you get more intimacy with God and you realize, that He is taking care of you. And the more you can trust Him, the more you can just enjoy His presence and grow closer to Him. So sometimes we're stuck in a cycle. Sometimes we're stuck. We're like, oh, okay, I'm doing good, and then something happens. Then I'm doing good, and something happens. And this is a lot of the way life works for people. A guy last night at Plasma, I was talking to him about my husband leaving, and he's like, crap happens. It happens in life. And I'm like, yeah, it does, right? It does, and it happens a lot. But what you want to do is you want to pull back and you want to get closer to God, ladies. So I'm excited. I am going to be renting a camera and a tripod and everything from the library for free. Free is always in the budget, right? So I just put a loan on that. Hopefully it goes through, and I will be starting to work on my YouTube channel, which I haven't had, a lot of time with working and my family and everything that's been going on. You guys have been walking through it with me. So I'm going to work on that. I have that set up for my YouTube channel. I have books ordered, my interlibrary loan. I'd like a $10 fee. If it's not under 10, they won't let you interlibrary loan. I put $1 on it. It's all good now. I have some books about abortion. I will be going through the different philosophies of abortion, and I will be getting my ebook going. So, as far as writing, I mean, I pretty much feel pretty confident in that. My writing, just write like how you talk. That should be the easy part, but it's the tech part that I really need to work on. And if I'm moving, my sons have been great. My sons have been so great during this time. They really have. I don't know what I would do without my sons. So, anyways, I have to somehow get my tech under my belt while getting my ebook going. I'm going to do it on Canva. I looked it up. Do it on Canva. Get your ebook going. Talk about abortion more, and that's what I'm going to do. So, I feel a calling on my life. I really do. I feel like I am called to be in the pro-life movement, to help other women. That is the calling I have on my life to, right after I had the, forced abortion, it was only about 5 years later. I mean, I had life. I had family. I had a whole family to take care of. So, I had a calling on my life, no question about it, to be a mother. No question about it. Other people did not want me to be a mother. They wanted me to be, I grew up dancing, entertainment in that way, sports, business, college. It was not ever planned I would be a mother, nor talked about being a mother, nor a wife, So, God gave me all that, and I want to use it to help other women. And the other thing is, I want to talk about teen moms, because when you are a minor, okay, I was a teen mom, and nobody acknowledged that, but when you are a minor and somebody hits you with shame right away, don't tell me you're pregnant, and then you get sent to your room and you're being punished for being pregnant, you do not have time to process. All you can process is there's shame versus understanding. There's punishment versus care and support. There is, your worth is taken away. It's important, ladies, to understand your worth is of great value, even if you're pregnant outside of marriage. Now, my Aunt Mary Baker had gotten pregnant out of wedlock, and back in the day, she was totally shamed. I believe she was an adult, which is totally different than me. I mean, I was still a kid. I didn't get to explain, wait a minute here, you allowed sex outside of marriage. In fact, you had the abortion so I could go on the pill and go back out and have sex. So I didn't really have a voice. But the thing I would recommend the most, when you can't even talk, you can't even communicate, you can't say, hey, 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 you need to respect my boundaries here, and you need to give me some space to think about things. You can't say anything. You're in trouble. Anything you say, somebody else has a comeback. You are silenced. And when that happens, what I would recommend is staying in your inner core, which I've always had an inner, strong, centered calmness to me. Stay in your inner core. Take a few minutes to breathe. I didn't even know I was taking time to breathe. Take some time to distance yourself from the people on the outside, and just be like, I gotta take care of myself right now, and I gotta be able to try to process. And what happens is, because everything's happening so fast, you don't have time to process, right? And you're doing the best you can to try to hold on to something. And so that's where the trauma comes in, ladies. The trauma comes in because you're being, told that you have shame, your worth is gone, your identity has changed, you're no good for nothing. That is pretty much the message you are getting when you are pregnant. And so you cannot even deal or process, wait a minute, I'm a mom right now. You can't deal with it. All you know is that somehow you got to figure out how to get out of trouble. Somehow you have to figure out your to get your worth back, right? Luckily for me, I did have a boyfriend. I am glad I was protected from Mike. He was no good, but there was a sense of validation, a sense of worth, that I was still, in my younger days, very attractive, and there was someone who desired me, okay? Even in the worst of the worst situations. You know, I had already liked him, he liked me first, um, but I had that to hold on to. And I know that sounds desperate and it sounds like that's it, that's all you had, but that is truly all I had at that time. My self-worth was just going out the window with all the shame I was getting, the punishment, the, you know, uneasiness, like what is happening, being on eggshells, everything that was going on. So you don't even have time within those inner dynamics. You know, you're trying to trust your mother, you're trying to, you know, lean on her. You know, all you can do, she's like, want me to help you raise the kid or what? All I could do was shake my head no. I couldn't even speak. I did not want her, after betraying my trust with my dad, to help me. Sometimes that's all you can do, guys. You can just stay in your body, shake your head no, shake your, you know, try to, you know, I was a deer in headlights, try to process what's happening. But when you are not given a voice at all, it will come out later. It will, because you were just trampled underfoot by men, and you will have a voice later. You will get through this. So, you know, so I really feel this is what God is calling me to, is the pro-life stuff. I personally would have loved to be back with my husband and be his wife. This is supposed to be our golden years. The ring is off now. It was like, Melissa, take that thing off. You know, you're attached. Take it off. Because I did see in some videos, Kevin Leandro's videos, I did see my husband bringing over people to our territory. His parents were, that home was our place. It was our place with our sons. It was our special place that we went to on the weekends, and built family. I mean, we had time at the pool, we had time for dinner, we had time to do all this. You can honor your parents, guys, within the context of also telling them, hey, know your own lane. Um, Honoring your parents is going to look different for everyone. What's it going to look like? It's going to be, yes, I am an adult now. Yes, I will give you my time. Come over, care about you, love you. These were my in-laws. These were not even my own parents. Um, but you know, I'm going to get to know them, but I have my own life. You know, this is my own family. There are boundaries, guys. And that's so that you don't depend on your parents emotionally. And, you know, if you want to help us physically, wonderful. If you don't, fine. As far as my parents, there's got to be some truth there, guys. There has to be. I mean, I know my dad said sorry. I wasn't a very good father. I didn't even think twice about it. I'm like, it's fine. But that's how steep denial is with abortion. It is, you just cannot process. And then usually there's something after that happens. Mine was a boyfriend. A lot of women have drugs or whatever after. We're living in a world right now, guys, that I did not grow up in. We're living in a world where a lot of women are post-abortive. The family's breaking down. Women need the help. And I definitely want to help women heal. And like I shared before, my first part of healing was telling my husband, telling somebody. He was my best friend at the time. We were sitting at the dining room table, and I told him I had an abortion. And he knew me very well. I mean, we spent almost every day together. And he did not know that because it was so hidden. And he was the first one I told. And he's like, oh, man, that's awful. Something like that. And I'm like, didn't think twice of it, guys. And then same with a friend. One of my friends at the bow and arrow shoots told her, she's like, are you okay? I was sleeping over. We were on the waterbed. We were talking. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I be? You know? So, and then once you have kids, and that's what did it for me. My son God used my son to save me in a million ways. I had my firstborn son, and all of a sudden I'm going through motherhood, and I'm starting to understand the process of motherhood and child development and all this. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. So usually I think that's when it hits mothers, when they are actually preparing to have their child, and the abortion stuff is going to come up. It cannot be hidden, it cannot be swept under the rug. It will come up one way or another, and that's what we're dealing with in this society, guys. It cannot be hidden. So as I go forward with my YouTube channel, I will be talking a lot about pro-life stuff, abortion, how to raise a family, and recently how to get through a man who has betrayed you. So I did see a video with my husband bringing other people over to his parents' home, and I saw him talking to a woman and, telling her basically, with the kickstand, to put the kickstand down and stuff. And the very fact that he has been living with Kevin Leandro, spending time with people up at Bike Week, other women up there and everything, is not the man I married. So, how would I get past this? I mean, if you love someone enough, you usually are willing to forgive and move forward and be like, you know what, I'm more happy that you're in my life than I am with what you did. I just want to be together. I don't care about the past. I just want to be together. That is usually what forgiveness looks like in moving forward. But where he continues to not make effort for his family, that is where the problem is. I don't see a change. There would have to be a change. And the very fact that he brought other people over to our special places, I mean, we had places all over New Hampshire that were special, and he's living in New Hampshire, so he gets to live with that, but all kinds of places that were special, including like shooting together, being together in the woods, parking, growing up together, a million places. So when he starts bringing other people into your territory and your special time together with your family, it says a lot. It really does. The betrayal goes deep, and it's not even about forgiving certain things. It's about the person he's become, where his betrayal has been so deep. So I am single now. I have my freedom, not what I asked for, but I have it. There was a time I did pray to God and said, get me out of this marriage, because he was being mean to me. Same thing he did the first year of marriage. And I was watching a movie called The Fan the other night, and this guy was giving too much attention to another woman. The woman, out of hurt, went with another man because she was hurt. She was going to, but then this other wise woman stopped her and said, hey, this is not what you think it is. Go back to your husband, blah, blah, blah. So it was a good movie. It's funny how that came into my life at this moment. I didn't know what the movie was about. I just watched it. It was an old movie. And so, to wrap this up, when a man has betrayed some really sacred things that were really important to you, I mean, that was our spot with our family. And then to bring other people over, to your sacred, spot with your family, it's just a real deep cut again. So, I wish him the best, and I am moving forward, and I am looking to do a lot of pro-life stuff. The thing that's very different for me now as a Christian is very different, ladies, when you become a Christian. I had no hope back then, and when my husband left the first time, when he wanted his freedom, I was devastated. I was so freaking devastated. It was unbelievable. And I went on, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll date other guys. And I did. And I have no regret about that. When he was being mean to me, and we were first married, and I left, and I said, I am headed for divorce, no regrets at all. He was being mean to me. He is the one who came back and said, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. And then I became a Christian. And now that I am a Christian, very solid Christian, there is really totally different world, totally different standards. I would be looking for a man of conviction and a man who has standards and a man who believes in family. I am not looking for this at all, but if it happens, it does. So it's totally different. I'm serving God now. I don't really plan on being married, guys. I got to think of my kids. There is a legacy with our family name. I have to think of that. I'm really not looking to marry again, guys. But we'll see what God has in store. And where my husband has been such a treacherous man, and betrayal on a million fronts, it's just like, what the heck was he thinking? Honestly, what was he thinking? Okay, so that's what I got for now, guys. I will be getting my ebook out. Be patient. It's going to take a little bit. I got to figure it out on a computer and stuff and teach myself how to do that. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.